Good morning, ma'am. I'm English Khandi, lecturer of BSc Nursing second year. Would like to give a drug presentation on the topic ACE inhibitor. Before starting, introducing the drugs like ACE inhibitors, I would like to say something about ECE, that is angiotensin converting enzymes, because it is the main responsible for increasing the blood pressure. Now, angiotensin converting enzymes is a central component of a renin-angiotensin system, which controls the blood pressure by regulating the volume of blood in the body. It indirectly increases the blood pressure by causing the blood vessels to constrict. It plays a huge role in RAAS, that is renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. Its main goal is to maintain the blood pressure, especially when the blood pressure is low, by getting the angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 is a potent chemical that is produced in our body, which primarily circulates in the body, which causes the muscles surrounding blood vessels to constrict, which narrows the blood vessels, and which ultimately increases the blood volume. Then it can lead to the increase of blood pressure, and it also increases the reabsorption of sodium and water, and it also increases the thirst. Now, moving on. Now I would like to say something about ACE. ACE, how it is converting the angiotensin 1 into the angiotensin 2. So this is the pattern how the ACE converts the angiotensin 1 into the angiotensin 2. So the process, whenever the blood pressure is low, renin is excreted into the circulation by the kidney. Kidney releases the renin into the circulation, and because of this, the protein called angiotensinogen is released from the liver, and because of that, angiotensin 1 is produced, and through the lungs excretes this ACE or synthesize this ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme, and because of this angiotensin converting enzyme, angiotensin 1 is converted into the angiotensin 2, which leads into the increase of blood pressure. So since this ACE is the factor that angiotensin 1 is getting converted into the angiotensin 2, which leads into the increase of blood pressure. So this ACE should be maintained or reduce the activity. So in order to do this, ACE inhibitors is prescribed because it is an antihypertensive agent to control the increased blood pressure that ACE can create. Now, this ACE inhibitors acts upon the lungs. It acts upon the lungs to prevent the formation of ACE, to prevent the also to prevent the conversion of angiotensin 1 into the angiotensin 2. So ACE inhibitors, as I have already said, that it can prevent the formation, prevent the conversion of angiotensin 1 into the angiotensin 2. ACE inhibitors. So ACE inhibitors also inhibits or slows the activity of RAAS system and it inactivates the bradykinin. Bradykinin is an inflammatory substance which is produced when RAAS system is inactivated. So because of the ACE inhibitors, this bradykinin is inactivated, and which can lead into the dilation of heart, dilation of blood vessels, decrease of blood pressure, decrease in systemic vascular resistance, and but it has a side effects like persistent dry cough. Because of the decreased number of bradykinin, the person may suffer from persistent dry cough. And because the ACE inhibitors prevents the conversion of angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2, so it is very useful for cardiovascular problem patients, because whenever the rate of water that is absorbed back in bloodstream is reduced, blood vessels is dilated, and blood pressure is reduced, and the workload of the heart will be also reduced. This is the reason why this inhibition of why this ACE inhibitors is useful. It's also useful for cardiovascular patient, and especially when there is the case of because there is the case of when there is case of myocardial infarction, heart strokes, and congestive heart failure, then the heart does not have the ability to pump like the normal person has. Whenever there will be the biggest resistance, whenever it tries to pump the blood, the left ventricle pumps the blood through the aorta. It goes to the it should go to the all parts of the body. But in this condition, the pumping of the blood goes directly to the lungs. It can as a result there will be the overload. So to overcome the overload, ACE inhibitors is given, as I have already said. ACE inhibitors decreases the blood pressure. It helps the heart for easier pump of blood, and it can also improve the function of failing heart. Now moving on to the drugs that is included in ACE inhibitors. Usually the ACE inhibitor drugs ends with the word pril. So these are the drugs that ACE inhibitors include. That is benzapril hydrochloride, and its trade name is Lotensin, and its dosage is 10 mg, 20 mg, 40 mg, and the frequencies OD, BD, TDS, which is once a day, twice a day, and thrice a day. And this is captopril hydrochloride. This is a pharmacological name, and the trade name is captopin, and it is especially given to the hypertensive adults, that is 25 to 150 mg, and it is also given once a day, twice a day, and thrice a day. And another drug is fosinopril hydrochloride, and its trade name is monopril, and dosage is 10 mg. It is given once a day and twice a day. And another drug is lisinopril hydrochloride, and the trade name is Prenivil, and the dosage is 2.5 mg and 5 mg. and the frequency is twice a day and thrice a day. Moxipryl hydrochloride, and the trade name is the Univis, and the dosage is 7.5 to 30 mg, and the frequency is twice a day and the thrice a day. Then the Ramipryl hydrochloride, and the trade name is the Altes, and the dosage is 2.5 mg, and it can be given once a day. Paranodropyl hydrochloride is another drug, and its trade name is Aesion, and the dosage is 2 mg, 4 mg, and 8 mg, and the frequency is twice a day, that is BT. And another last drug name is Quinapryl hydrochloride, and its trade name is Acipryl, and the dosage is 20 mg, and it is given twice a day and thrice a day. But whenever this type of drug is given with the combination of NSAIDs and diuretics, and the patient who is consuming alcohol, then there would be a problem, because NSAIDs drugs like ibuprofen and indomethacin, it can alter the effect of ACE inhibitors, which can lead to the problems like liver problem, heart problem, hypotensive. So it is very important that ACE inhibitors is not mixed with this. It's not given with the combination of diuretics and NSAIDs. Now the side effects. Now moving on to the side effects of the. ACE inhibitors. So these are the side effects of the ACE inhibitors. That is persistent dry cough, as I've already said in the as I've already said earlier, that because of the inactivation of bradykinin, it can lead into the persistent dry cough. So the side effects can include this, and risk for hyperkalemia. That is hyperkalemia, increased amount of potassium. That is the normal potassium level is 3.5 to 5, and there can be side effects of headache, drowsiness, dizziness, and sometimes weakness, and angioedema. Angioedema is symptoms when there is the deep swollen in the dermis or subcutaneous, in the mouth, face, extremity, and it is very life-threatening. Now another is rash, chest pain, and liver failure. Sometimes the allergic reaction also can happen depending upon the sensitivity of the patient. Now moving on to the indication. Or uses of AC inhibitors. It is mainly now the indication of the ACE inhibitors is hypertension, congestive heart failure or CHF, stroke, diabetic nephropathy, psychodenic polypepsia and schizophrenia. Why this psychodenic polypepsia and schizophrenia is because there will be the patients with the psychodenic polypepsia and schizophrenia has a high amount of water, so ACE inhibitors can decrease the level of sodium and water because it helps in decreasing the sodium and water, as I've already said. Now moving into the contraindication. Contraindication means the ACE inhibitors must be prevented for this type of disease condition, which is hypersensitivity, pregnant woman, and renal vascular disease. It should be prevented for this type of patient. Now, moving on to the nurses now. Since the role of a nurse is to assist the patient We have to assess we have to assess the patient by monitoring the blood pressure and the pulse regularly, because the patient who takes diuretics has to be monitored periodically, because they might have chances of uh, having the systolic pressure below 90 degree, which can lead into the decreased hypotension. Now another is, we have to monitor potassium level, as I have already said that the normal value is 3.5 to 5. And the angioedema, as I've already said, in the risk factor, angioedema is the deep swelling of the face, eyes, mouth and extremities. We have to assess for that if the patient is taking any inhibitors with laxatives or diuretics and NSAIDs. And we have to special check for that type of patient, the angioedema. Now the health education. It is also the part of the nurse's role. The health education, as a part of as we are nurse, we have to educate the patient to avoid excess intake of alcohol, as it can enhance the hypertension effect. Now another is, we have to assess the patient rise slowly, because it can have the risk of postural hypotension. Now another is, we have to advise the patient to take low sodium and low potassium diet and salt diet, that includes potato, tomato, oranges, porks, banana, tomato, spinach, avocado. So this is the health education that can be given to the patient who is taking ACE inhibitors. So now this is the presentation of my drug. So I would like to conclude my drug presentation here on the topic ACE inhibitors. Thank you.